Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for having this retreat.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yesterday you said, let what comes come, let what goes go, find out what remains.
Yes.
And that's been sticking in my head. I was wondering if you could help us find out what remains.
What remains? Okay, let's look. Okay? So you've lived a few decades so far, right? And have you noticed, don't try to figure it out, because there is no figuring this out. But just notice throughout your whole life how much has changed, how much you've changed. Right? A lot of change.
Yeah, there's not,
I know.
It's gone.
We're getting there. Now can you also notice that something about you has not changed? The whole time. Something about you is the same now as it ever was.
Yeah.
And I mean even when, as little as you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You may not understand what that is, but you know that intuition, something about me is the same as it ever was.
But there's no name for it.
That's right. There's no name for it. Names have been given to it, but ultimately there's no name for it. And it's that within you that has always been the same. Always. Even though you've changed your mind about things, you've had lots of life experiences, ups and downs and all around, and yet something about you is the same now as it ever was. And you just sense that. Don't think about it. Don't try to capture it. Just notice it. Yes, there is something that's always here. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe it. You don't need to. Just sense it. And when you by sensing of it, you're actually giving attention to this other dimension of being that I'm talking about. Just by sensing it. You don't have to figure anything out. And then you see that which has always been, as you said, there's no word for it, is it? But something has always been, and it's always been, and it's also right here, right now, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
And
but the world of form is so substantial. Like, what comes seems like I can see it. It's come, it's gone, there's nothing left. It's like there's nothing, then that nothing is not occupying me enough. It's very elusive.
I see.
So it's not satisfying. So it's easier to be in the world of form. But then that disappears, and there's nothing left.
Yeah.
So there's neither this nor that.
Yeah.
So what to do?
It comes quietly, softly. It's easily dismissible. The mind, the me, would say, it's not entertaining enough, it's not alluring enough, it's not interesting enough, I want more. And so it discards it. And it looks for more. And the problem is, at a certain point, it doesn't find more, right? It only can go back into its pursuit of stuff and things and experiences and all the rest. It's like you can put your little toe in a swimming pool and you can feel the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, well, that's nice, but I'm really hot. And my toe in the water isn't really cooling me down. So I think I'll take my toe out of the water and look around for water that's cooler. You see, where are you going to go? So what I mean is sometimes you just touch upon the timeless. And we think, our mind concludes, that's it? That's not enough. Where's the bliss? Where's the love? Where's the openness? And it's like, well, you've got your little toe in it. Perhaps if you stay with your little toe, even though that your ego says it wants more, perhaps by staying there, you'll be taken completely into it. Because there's a difference between having your toe in a pool of water and jumping in the pool of water. You see what I mean? It's the same water, though. I can lead you to the water. I may even help you put your little toe in it. I can't necessarily push you in. Right? But once you have the sense of it, even if it's very subtle and quiet and doesn't seem entertaining enough to pay much attention to, but once you start to give your attention to it, you'll find there is a richness there that you never expected. That's why people miss it. Because it's so obvious, and yet at first glance, it's not very entertaining.
And even if the richness is experienced at some point, even that leaves. So even that's, it comes and then it goes.
All experience comes and goes. Yes. But by giving your attention to this little thing, it may start have a certain experiential quality, but it takes you beyond experience.
So you recommend a regular practice of meditation every day?
I may recommend a practice of meditation all the time.
All day.
Whether you're meditating or not.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because this is the heart of meditation. Meditation is including or giving attention. How can I say? It's giving attention to this vast undercurrent of consciousness and presence. You can do that when you're meditating, which is fantastic. You can do it when you're walking down the hall. You can do it when you're driving your car. You can do it anytime you want. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It all depends on what the attention is being given to.
Yeah.
During the whole process.
Right. It just depends on, and there's a time period for quite a lot of people where, our mind is addicted to form. Mind is addicted to thought. Right?
Yeah.
It's addicted to tantalizing thinking, tantalizing experiences. The world of form is very addictive by nature.
And entertaining.
Right. It doesn't mean to avoid it or run away from it. You can't do that. But when you see that, what does an addict always want?
More of the same.
More of the same, right?
Yeah.
If you're addicted to alcohol, more. Drugs, more. Food, more. If you're addicted to a person, more. Whatever you're addicted to, I want more and more and more and more. And if anything else comes along, the addict says, well, that's nice, but I want more of that. Right?
Yeah.
And so human beings, by and large, it's not only that they're identified with the world of form, but they're actually addicted to it, which is a deeper attachment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when you're breaking free of an addiction, what does it feel like?
Painful.
Yes. You feel like, but I must have, you see, I can't be happy unless I have what I'm addicted to, right? 5 minutes before, you could have been saying, yes, I see the addictive quality and I must break this terrible addiction and it's awful. And, but then you get a few moments away and the anxiety of the addiction comes out and says, no, it wasn't that bad. This quiet little presence thing, the vastness of all eternity. That's one thing, but you see,
who knows?
Yeah, who knows, right. That could end up to be terrible. Who knows, right?
This is solid right here.
At least I know
and I'm
this.
happy enough, yeah.
There you go. Right? At least I know my addictions. Right? Eternity, I don't know. Can't know. You see what I mean? So just by seeing this, you just by seeing it, you see? Not even trying to solve it, but the more you see, the more conscious it all becomes. Quite naturally, you just stop attaching to this thing, right? And remember, underneath the inquiry, right? What am I really? Right? So that we're not just trying to have some little experience here, or this is what it's all about, is the realization of what you are really, essentially. Right? What you really actually are.
Yes.
And when that's in the background of your consciousness, then if your mind goes, well, this isn't enough for me, I want something more, you go, well, okay, who wants something more?
Who wants something more?
Right? So then you see, it breaks you out of the cycle of, is this good enough for me? Is it enough? Or is it not enough? It goes, there's a deeper question. The deeper question is, really, who are you? What are you? And when you follow that question, it keeps throwing you back into the deathless, that timeless presence. Okay?
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. Yes.